Okay, so just to finish up on what I was saying earlier, I just think it's easier and less expensive to go fast with a motorcycle. The way they make tires today, you already have, if you get a tri-compound tire, you don't even need a tri-compound tire, but that's what they're making these days. And I mean, you could get any number of tires today that are basically a hard racing slick with some grooves cut into it, really, with the compounds that are available today. It's absolutely amazing. And I wasn't racing motorcycles back in the 90s. I was learning how to go fast, but I didn't have a racing license. I had never followed through on it like that, like I had done with with the NHRA drag racing stuff that I was doing much earlier in my life. Well, by the time the 90s rolled around and I got my first bike, I'm sorry, 90s, by the time 89 rolled around and I got my first bike, that was a Suzuki GS 1150 ES, right? So it was a fast bike. I got it because I wanted to go fast and it was time for me to get a bike. I felt I was mentally mature enough to grab a bike, right? So that's what I did. I got one. Life was good, and I was really happy with it. You know, to tell you the truth about the whole thing, it made a lot of sense to me to go ahead and have this. Just a sec. But I mean, I'm just out here, chilling today, having this conversation with you, sort of like if you were here with me, you know. But the cars, they cost too much money for my budget to go racing cars. Yeah, all right. Valentino Rossi, he has a budget, believe it. And he's decided he wanted to go racing cars because he was pretty much done. He had done everything that there could be done as far as he was concerned in his life on two wheels, so he wanted to do four wheels. Not mad at the guy. Good for you. You know, this is what you want to do, and that's what makes sense for you. So it's important that you follow through. With me, it's a little bit different. Obviously, a whole lot different. World's worth of difference. I have a coach that I talk to, and he tells me, because he's been there, he tells me what it was like dealing with actual MotoGP Formula race bikes. I've never ridden one. I never sat on one. Even though during my time there, when I was doing my television sports news broadcasting, when I was doing that work and I was at Laguna Seca and I did these great interviews with these guys, and I was there for 3 days. I had full access. There wasn't one single place I could not go at Laguna Seca for that whole weekend. And boy, did I learn a lot. And this is when everybody was still doing two strokes. Yeah, so life was really crazy and it was a lot of fun. But I've never sat on one, never fired up one, never took one down somewhere and did a lap or something like that on a Grand Prix motorcycle. Okay, so I'm going to build what I can build and what I can afford to build on my own, for the sake of building it with this Honda that I have. And I'll take it as far as I can take it. I'll go as far as my pockets will allow me to go. I'm not getting a loan to do anything, and it doesn't make any sense to do that because it's not a brand new bike. I'm not doing any type of professional competitive racing. I'm doing this for myself because it's something I wanted to achieve in my life, to have a race bike, a race motorcycle. Yeah, okay. So, I mean, even when I was doing my triathlon stuff and doing that, I had a race bicycle, yeah, and I had other bicycles that weren't race bicycles. And that race bicycle was just a sketchy, hairy thing, but it worked out really well, and I loved it. Well, I'm going to do the same thing with this. That 600 that I have, the blue and white GSXR 600 that you guys have seen a lot of, I'm going to take that and keep that nice and try to keep it as the classic that it already is, because I think that's important that I do so. I don't want to mess it up. Yeah, I don't even want to do that. So I want to set myself up so that I'm having a good time and I'm able to enjoy myself. I have a friend who has show cars, right? And he had about 3 of them. And he would enter show car, contests and things. And he has a whole room full of trophies. But he couldn't drive the cars. And he wasn't enjoying the cars. So he finally sold them because he couldn't drive them anywhere and get out of it what he had put into it. Crazy suspension, crazy brakes, crazy engine. Yeah, oh wow, it was a lot of fun. The only problem is he couldn't do anything with them. And so that's a drag. And I don't want to do that with a motorcycle. So I have a bike that I'm going to dedicate for the track. It's not even going to be able to be ridden on the streets. Yeah, it's a track only bike that I'm building. And I'm looking forward to doing it because it's something that I can afford and something I'll be able to enjoy. And I want to see how far over I can lean that puppy consistently on a regular basis. Yeah. And so it's just going to be one of those things that I intend to have fun. So that's what I think this whole bike life is all about you getting out, getting on the bike, having fun. Sometimes when you're out in the public and you're on roadways and things of that nature, public roadways, yeah, I don't know. Look, this is the guy that just rode cross country solo on his Hayabusa. Yeah. I rode from California, Southern California, all the way out to Atlanta, Georgia, made a U-turn and came back, right? So by myself, and I enjoyed doing it. But I tell you what, I never felt unsafe, to tell you the truth, to be honest with you about things. But when you start to get into urban environments, residential areas and things like that, it's not good. It's just not good. That's all. And I'm one of these guys that likes to be wide open and enjoying his life, right? I don't like to be always look at it. Come on, stop. That's not fun. Okay, it's just not. So, but what is fun is to be able, for me, is to be able to test the limits, okay, of man and machine and nature. I don't shy away from windy days. If I hear that we have crosswinds of 30 miles an hour, it's like, okay, now I get a chance to get out somewhere on a pretty much deserted area because I live out in the high desert. And so there's a lot of straight lines around here and with nothing there, no buildings and stuff. And they go on for miles. And if I can get out to a strip where I know that there's high winds and all of that, I really get a kick out of it because I'm leaning into, the wind and having a good time. Yeah. And it's fun because now, I need to really feel that bike and feel what it feels like, okay, to lean into the wind and to read the wind and to still maintain a high speed and that kind of stuff. So it's a lot of fun to do that. One time I actually got caught in the snow with some Pirelli Super Corsa tires on my Hayabusa. I wasn't trying to get caught in the snow, and no, I didn't know that it was snowing before I left, but I found out that it was snowing as I was coming up a hill. It was like a 4,500 foot hill before you get to the top, and the weather changes from where I was up to that point. And boy, oh boy, yeah, it was doing a little bit of raining down at the bottom all of a sudden, and then it changed into snow, and it was actually slush on the ground. And I'm on the Busa around people in California. Hey, California folks have issues driving in the rain, let alone snow. Yeah, oh my gosh, it's just really. So I just didn't do any sudden moves. I tried to be as predictable as possible. I didn't do any lane changes. I chose a lane that no one else wanted to be in. It's funny, the only time nobody wants to be in the left lane, the number one lane in California, is when they're going up a hill and the hill is covered with snow. All of a sudden, the left lane's open. Yeah, it's good stuff. So I stayed in the left lane and I enjoyed my life. Here I am, right? So bikes are fun, and they're relatively inexpensive when it comes down to maintenance and upgrades. It doesn't cost a lot of money to upgrade your bike, depending on what it is you're doing. Yeah, so I look at I'm going to get an extra set of wheels so I can have rain tires for the track on my track bike. And I'm going to be doing different things, with it. I may even get 2 sets of wheels. We'll see. But, I'm going to put a nice clutch in there and just do the things I have to do for this bike. And it's going to be a lot of fun. But always, always remember that the whole point of riding is to have fun. And after all, if you're not having fun, why are you doing it? Yeah? Okay, so that's it for me for now. Just wanted to spend a little bit of time talking to you and saying hi. I'm coming along with my healing, nowhere near 100%. I haven't even thought about sitting. Well, I've thought about it a lot, about sitting on my bike, and I can't do that right now until it's going to be a while before I'm able to do that. But at least things are going along and I'm improving. So I just wanted to put this word out here so you guys could see. And I know I promised you guys another video that shows you what happened to me with my accident and all that kind of stuff, because I have all of my gear and you can see what happened you can see points of impact and things of that nature on my gear, right? So I'll share that with you at some other point. I'm not ready to do that video yet, but it'll get done, and that way you can see, because all I want to do is help others, right? And that's the whole point with the Senior Speed Moto Vlog. So you guys remain safe, remain diligent, treat everybody around you as if they just got their license yesterday, or they don't have their license at all, and this is their first time in a vehicle, yeah? And things are to be okay. So we'll talk to you later. Have fun. Rubber side down, shiny side up. Senior Speed's out.